Write characteristics of parabola from graph. The graph is given to you and you need to write down all these characteristics for the given graph. Take it as a test problem. You can pause the video. Once you have written your answers, then look into my suggestions. Here are my suggestions. The characteristics which we are interested in are parent function, second difference, shape, opens up or down, domain, range, vertex, x-isosymmetry, zeros, and the equation. Now let's start with parent function. For parabola, the parent function is, as always, y equals to x squared, right? So y equals to x squared is our parent function. Second difference. Second difference, to find that, let's go to the vertex and see. If you move 1 unit to the right, how much do you move up? You're moving up by half in this case, right? So the a value is half. A value is half. And since you move upwards, it is positive half. So you know a is half. And second difference actually is 2 times a. Second difference for parabola is twice a. The second difference, which we write like this, is equals to 2 times half, which is 1. So in this case, the second difference is going to be 1. Shape of the parabola is parabola. It opens upwards. Domain is x belongs to real numbers. Range is y belongs to real numbers. But y is greater than equal to the minimum value, which is minus 3 in this case. Vertex is at minus 1, and we can write minus 1 minus 3 as the vertex. X-isosymmetry is x equals to minus 1. Zeros, very difficult to figure out. So what we are going to do is, we are first going to write down the equation of parabola and then calculate the zeros, correct, to get the exact values. Otherwise, it is going to be a very rough estimate. Equation of parabola. Now for equation, we can do vertex form, since vertex is very clear to us, and then we'll have to select some other point to get the value of a. Now the vertex is at minus 1, minus 3. So I can write equation as y equals to a times x plus 1 whole square, and the y value is minus 3. Now to get a good point for a value, we could take this point, right? That is not a bad value. Or we could also take this half value. Anyway, let's take this value. So this is at minus 5. The value is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 5, 5 is the value which we are selecting. So that means the point is minus 5, 5 for us. So we'll put 5 for y and try to calculate a value. So we get what? So 5 minus 3 is 2, right? And this is minus, x value is minus 5. Minus 5 plus 1 is 4, and 4 square is 16. So from here we get a as 2 over 16, which is 1 over 8. We did a calculation mistake. So when we moved 3 on this side, it should be 5 plus 3 as 8, right? So this is not 2, but this is 8. Right? Now 8 divided by 16, 8 divided by 16 is 1 over 2, right? So that is how we get a as half, right? So our assumption of a was correct. That's good. I was thinking, what has happened? So when we move 3 to the right, left, it becomes 5 plus 3. So 5 plus 3 is 8, not 2, right? So 8 equals to 16 times a, and a is 8 over 16, which is equals to half. So a is half indeed. Therefore, we get the equation as y equals to half x plus 1 whole square minus 3. Now once you have your equation, then you can find the zeros. Zeros are the points where y value is 0. So we'll write 0 here and solve for x. Half x plus 1 whole square minus 3. To solve for x, you will take 3 on this side and then multiply by 2 and then square root and then 1 on this side and get your answer. So basically when you do all this, taking 3 on the left will make it 3 times 2, make it 6. That means 3 times 2, right? and then square root this. When you square root, you get plus and minus, and when you bring 1 here, it gets minus 1. Therefore, the zeros will be at, there are 2 zeros for this, as you can see. The value of zeros is, let me squeeze it in here itself, minus 1 plus and minus square root of 6. So calculate this value. These are your 2 zeros. So let's say minus 1 minus square root 6 is first zero, and minus 1 plus square root 6 is the other zero. So these are the 2 zeros for you. I hope it went on fine, except for this calculation mistake which we recovered from. But overall, it was a good learning experience, right? So 2 things you learn from here, that is, second difference is 2 times the value of a. The sign of second difference is the same as the sign of a, and it can tell you if second difference is positive, parabola is going up, just as when a is positive, parabola is going up. Second, you can find the value of a by the step function itself. When you want to sketch a parabola, then normally you should go to the vertex and then go by the factor of 1, 3, 5, 7. These are the steps. Now, in this case, the step was half of 1, right? Half of 1. So that is the value of a. The next step is, if you see, not 3, but 1.5. If I move here, let me show you this step. So first step is just half. Do you see that? The next step, next time you go half and 1, 1.5, half of 3. And then the next step will be 2.5. Let us check. 1, 2.5. 2.5. So that gives us the value of a, and therefore I knew there was some mistake here and we corrected. So in a way, we can actually find the parameters for the parabola from the graph in many different ways, and all of them help us to get the right answer. I think you must have enjoyed working on this and learning from this particular video. Thank you and all the best.